I tried to do the intro in reverse instead of the outro where I close the lens. Yeah, I know. I don't really get it either. We're going to the ROM today.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow in the stump.
So today, the ROM has organized a meetup with a speaker, Mark Peck, who's a judge for the ROM, and he's won awards for wildlife. And the ROM has been good enough to organize a little speaking engagement with us for a little background on the wildlife photography exhibit, which is super cool. So thanks, ROM. And let's go meet up with Mark.
And I'm also essentially a bird photographer. I guess I'd like to say I'm a natural history photographer, but I really focus on birds a lot. I've been photographing birds for 50 years. It's the 55th year of the competition. It's arguably the most prestigious wildlife photographic competition in the world today. They get over 48,000 entries. From 100 different countries.
How'd you like Mark?
I really like Mark, and he talked about not only the technical side of it, and also how we should interact with the wildlife. That's also very important. Shouldn't create any tension when you're doing the photos.
Yeah, I think it's super important.
Yes, very important.
People don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people
They don't know what they don't know.
So if you're going to photograph wildlife photography, and I certainly encourage you to do it because I love to do it, just a few rules. You want to be very respectful. The animal has to come first. So if that animal is getting stressed, you need to back away. You can't be in its face all the time because then it can't feed or take care of whatever it's doing.
How'd you find the thing today? Mark.
It's really cool. It was very interesting.
There is wildlife in the city if you know where to go. The secret is you don't want to go with 150 people.
That's right.
Because then you're restricted on how you can do your wildlife photography. My suggestion is first learn about nature a little bit, and there's lots of ways to do that. If you want to be a bird photographer, learn about the birds you're photographing. So get engaged. There's a couple of downloadable apps for your phone that are really handy for you that I would suggest you look into. One of them is called eBird. The places in Toronto for wildlife that I'd recommend would be places like Tommy Thompson Park, High Park during spring migration, obviously. The Toronto Islands are always good. Downsview Park is another one. What other areas? Cemeteries are good. I know that sounds strange, and this is once again something, if you're going to go into a cemetery to photograph white-tailed deer, because most cemeteries seem to have white-tailed deers in the city, just be respectful. Don't be climbing on tombstones and, running around the cemetery. Be respectful of what a cemetery is all about, but they're good green spaces, and some of them will have coyotes in them, some of them will have deer in them, some of them will have birds in them, so they're great places to sort of investigate. Also, Toronto has a wonderful ravine system. If you're going to photograph wildlife, try and get down to their level. Photography always works better when you're eye level with your subject, so don't be afraid to lie down and get ground level shots. I think they turn out better. It gives you more of that actual perspective. I would recommend big lenses. How many of you have anything over a 300 millimeter lens? Okay, so ideally for wildlife photography, you're looking at a 500 to 600 millimeter lens. Don't go out midday. If you're going to photograph wildlife, early morning, late afternoon, when you've got that beautiful lighting coming in, you don't want to go too late. Everybody talks about the golden hour, which is sort of the hour before or just after sunrise and sunset. I find that's a little too colorful or too saturated. but 2 hours before or 2 hours after sunrise is a really nice time. The prizes aren't huge, so the best photographer or the best photograph that year gets 10,000 euros, which sounds like a lot. That's maybe what, 20,000 bucks. But when you see where people are traveling to get these photographs and the equipment, they're not getting rich on 20,000 bucks.
It's the glory.
Yeah, it is. It's all about prestige and bragging rights. We run a photo contest associated with it. It just ended for you guys. Sorry about that. We do one with adults and kids, and even our prizes are pretty good. I think this year it's a trip for two to Halifax. It includes a camera from Henry's. The young category, I'm going to take a workshop, take the winner out on a one-day workshop with bird photography. So there's some great prizes, but be aware if you're entering some of these contests, some of them are actually asking you to give up your copyright on your images. So if you're competing in CanGeo or Canadian Geographic, for instance, and I like CanGeo, be aware that if you submit an image, they have non-exclusive rights to that image the rest of their lives, or the rest of your life. So you're essentially giving up, your image at that point. You can still use it yourself, but they can also use it for whatever they want. So check the fine print on any of these photo contests and see if you're willing to do that. And then we'll just go up and you can ask me questions. I'll be here until 12.
Thanks so much, Mark. Really, really appreciate your time. I think everyone learned something and took away a little bit of knowledge, which is always good at these meetups, and that's what we're trying to do more of in 2020. More education, more learning, and yeah, hopefully we can do an actual wildlife in the field workshop. I think that'd be super cool. So hopefully we can make it happen. There's only 5 of us left. I don't know where. Some people left, some people are scattered. Ancy's saving this vlog right now, so thanks, Ancy. No pressure. But
Nick is also left. We lost about 25 other people.
Yeah. So everyone was down in the caf like a few minutes ago.
They ate and left, man.
Ben's gonna save this meetup because he's leading us, because he's a member, so he knows where everything is, which is key. And I think we're gonna go to the dinosaurs, I think. Should be okay. The theme with the video today is about education, about being curious. Being in the ROM always makes me feel like a kid again. Like it's just something about, dinosaurs and mummies and all that just, you just get really, really, really curious about. And I think if you can apply that level of curiosity to photography, I think you can tell better stories because you're better educated and you kind of know more of what you're shooting. And telling better stories is, half the battle of photography, if not all. One of the things I love about the ROM is the architecture. Like you have these really cool windows. You see the windows beside me. Super cool windows. This is by the dinosaur exhibit. But yeah, gonna call this video. Remember, there's always something to shoot, so get out, shoot. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record.